Your favorite stories brought to life on TV Reader's Digest.
But Mrs. Gray, your husband is insane. You've got to commit him.
I've thought about it, Doctor. I can't. I can't just sign his life away. I won't do it.
You don't understand. You won't be signing his life away. It's not that at all.
I won't? I know what happens in state institutions. Once I commit him, he'll never come out.
Many people believe that, but it's not true.
Doctor, before I came to your office, I went to church and prayed. Nobody answered me. No, I just can't sign this. I won't. And nobody will ever force me to.
Mrs. Gray, I'd like you to meet Mr. Miller.
Mrs. Gray?
Are you somebody from that place?
Yes, I've been there.
Are you a doctor?
No, I was a patient. Committed there by my wife.
I don't understand.
You don't want to understand, Mrs. Gray. Isn't that really it?
I want to do only what's right for my husband.
Committing someone you love to a mental institution is never easy. I can only say, trust the doctor, the hospital, and you'll never regret it.
But every case is different. There's never been any insanity in our family. And you're just telling me this because you want me.
Because I want to help. To save you from what my wife went through.
But the doctor will tell you. Until a few days ago, my husband was perfectly normal.
I was perfectly normal, too. I had no idea what was coming. And neither did my wife. Ever since the war, the construction firm I'd inherited from my father had mushroomed. I'd gone after business hot and heavy, and we had more contracts than we could handle. My partner, Harry Ratcliffe, kept warning me not to bite off more than I could chew, but I didn't listen. Yes, Miller speaking. That's right. Now, don't tell me we're behind schedule. How do I know what happened to the steel shipment? My partner, Harry Ratcliffe, had complete charge of that deal.
Lester, I had nothing to do with it.
That's right. Blame it on me. Now, look, I'm not responsible. I never promised you that. You consult your records, your contracts. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Perhaps I did promise. I'll call you back. How could I have forgotten? Look, I'm not in. Is that clear? I'm not into anyone. Yes, what is it?
Sir, you have 2 appointments waiting, and there's a long-distance call from Allegheny. And Mr. Radcliffe asked me to remind you to verify the estimates on the concrete for the 3rd and Main Street job. He says your figures are off by at least $8,000.
$8,000? How would he know? If he did a little more work around here, maybe everything wouldn't be on my head. He blamed me for mistakes I never made. $8,000.
Sir, about the appointment.
I made no appointments today. This is Tuesday. I keep Tuesdays open. Can't you even remember that?
But Mr. Fuseli said you promised to see him today.
He's imagining things.
Very well, sir. I'll cancel the appointments. And I'll tell the Allegheny operator to call back later. Is there anything else?
No.
have a few minutes, Lester? Pressure, pressure, pressure. I don't know how you keep it up, Lester. I know I can't.
Yes, it's murderous, all right.
The fact is, that's what I want to talk to you about. I'm afraid this whole thing is getting to be too much for me. I should have quit a long time ago.
What are you driving at, Harry?
What I'm driving at is I'd like you to buy me out.
Buy you out?
That's right. Thanks to the way you've been making things hum around here, I've collected a neat little nest egg and I'm ready to cash in. Make it easy for you, Lester. $25,000 payable over a period of 5 years. How does that sound to you?
But your share of the business is worth twice that.
I'm not greedy. Your father and I had some wonderful years in this business. Well, I have no regrets. If that figure's all right with you, it's fine with me.
Of course it's all right, and very generous of you, too.
Good. Then we're agreed. I'll arrange to have the papers drawn up at once.
If you really made up your mind.
Lester, I've enjoyed working with you. Every minute of it. I mean that.
Thank you, Harry.
See you in the morning.
Right. That certainly was a surprise. Why should he want to sell out now? Doesn't make sense. Giving up thousands of dollars just because he wants to retire. I don't get it. Maybe he isn't gonna retire. Suppose he opens his own firm. Why am I worrying? This is a good deal. I'm going home and tell Jean about it. Right now. That evening, I couldn't get my partner's offer out of my mind. I talked about it all through dinner and long after my wife had put our son Billy to bed. But why? Why does he want me to buy him out now?
Because he's getting older and wants to retire. I don't see there's any mystery in it.
Oh, you make him sound as innocent as a newborn babe. Take it from me, he isn't. I don't trust him.
Lester, what's gotten into you?
Did he discuss his plans with you before he talked to me?
Of course not. I haven't talked to Harry Ratcliffe privately in 6 months. You know that.
Go ahead. Deny it. Everybody lies to me.
I am not lying to you.
After you get rid of Ratcliffe, maybe you'd like to get rid of me. Have the whole business to yourself. Is that it? Yes, of course that's it.
Lester, what are you talking about?
Scheming behind my back.
Do you realize what you're saying to me?
Oh, you're clever, all right. Very clever. But I'm on to you now.
No.
You're in on this whole thing. You want to steal the business and maybe even try to take Billy away from me. Well, you go ahead and try. You won't succeed. At last I know who my enemies are. Took a long time, but I found out.
This is ridiculous.
Liar!
Lester.
That night, I didn't close my eyes. By morning, I was convinced that everyone around me was part of a plot to bring about my ruin. You dare answer that telephone, you understand? Hello? What do you mean, wrong number, operator? Someone's on this line. I know there is.
It's the wrong number, Daddy.
Shut up. This phone's been tapped. Whole house has been wired. My mail's been steamed open.
Lester, I have...
Get away from me, both of you. You're not going to fool me, operator. Maybe you're in on this, too. You didn't expect me to answer, did you? You were going to relay a message to my son or to his mother. Well, it won't work. I'm too smart for you. I know every move you're going to make. You're all in on it. Every one of you. Think I don't know Harry Ratcliffe is spying on me with a telepathic ray machine? That both of you are helping him?
Lester, let me call a doctor. You need help.
I don't need any help. I can handle you. And you. All of my enemies. Even the ray machine can't stop me. There. That'll take care of the wiretapping. Now I'm going downtown and fix Mr. Harry Ratcliffe.
Doctor? Doctor, this is Jean Miller. I'm afraid Lester's terribly ill. I don't know what it is. We've got to do something at once. At once.
And I've no intention of buying you out at any price.
But Lester, only last night we reached an agreement.
You forced me into it. You and my wife and Billy and all the others.
What?
It was a clever idea, Harry, but it just won't work.
What idea? What are you talking about?
That ray machine. Oh, I won't underestimate you any longer. Of all my enemies, you're probably the smartest. I know that now.
What enemies, Lester? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you, Harry Ratcliffe. You have fooled my father, but not me.
Get out of here. Lester.
Get out. You ought to consider yourself lucky I don't kill you. Get out. Miss Hastings?
One moment, Mr. Miller.
Now, please. Well, we can't have you coming to work with just half your face on, Miss Hastings. Go ahead and finish. I'll wait.
Thank you, sir.
You stop that. You stop signaling to Ratcliffe. Stop telling him to shoot those rays at me. That lipstick is a signal. Here.
Lieutenant Goodson, Harry Ratcliffe. Look, it's important you send an ambulance and some men over to my office immediately. No, my partner, Lester Miller. He's ill. Violently ill.
I knew now that I was all alone. That everyone was against me. I had to protect myself. To fight the evil influences that were closing in on me from all sides.
Lester, open the door, please.
Mr. Miller, please. Can you hear me, Mr. Miller?
Miss, you better let us handle this. All right, men, break it down.
I know who you are. I know what you want to do. Crooks, robbers, devils. I know who I'm on you. Criminals, killers. You'll never destroy me. A day or two after my attempt to barricade myself from the world, my wife signed a paper exactly like this. Believe me, Mrs. Gray, it was as difficult for her as it is for you.
But I don't understand how you can remember everything that happened while you were out of your mind.
Well, that's not difficult to explain. We used new drugs on Mr. Miller that permitted him to recover without experiencing amnesia. The same kind of drugs I want to administer to your husband, along with psychiatric treatment.
I can even remember the first time you came to see me in the disturbed ward, Doctor. The moment you opened the heavy wooden door, I sprang up.
Criminals! Killers!
Don't come any closer. I'm on to you. I know what you want to do.
I'm only trying to help you, Lester.
You're going to make me commit the crime. And I know who sent you. My partner, Harry Radcliffe. He's the one who turned me in.
No one turned you in. Please believe that, Lester.
I know who told Harry Radcliffe to do it. The man at the top. The master criminal. Think I don't know he runs the underworld?
He must try to understand. You're in a hospital.
Hospital? This is just a blind. This is the master criminal's stronghold. He's got me here to make me do what he wants.
Lester, try to listen and understand me. This is important. Your whole life is at stake.
First, it's at stake. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
We're going to help you. But you must help us.
I don't need any help. I've got a plan of my own. And in the end, I'll be successful. Not my enemies.
Yes.
Sir?
Begin shock treatments tomorrow morning.
Hi, Doctor.
After several months of psychiatric therapy, Dr. Rosenfeld yielded to my wife's request and permitted her to visit me. When I heard she was coming, I begged the doctor to allow her to bring our son, Billy, too. As we sat together, I recognized them, listened to them. All I wanted to say and couldn't was, "Hello, Jean, darling. Hello, son. Tell me the truth. How have you really been getting along without me?"
We've been getting along just fine, Lester. You mustn't worry. Oh, no, I can't tell you how wonderful it is being here like this together.
It'll be even nicer when we're home. Oh, no, you don't. You're not going to touch me. You get away from me. You get away from me. Jean! Jean, don't let him get me. They're the ones who did this to me.
Take it easy, Mr. Miller. Please.
Don't argue with him, Jess. Grab him.
Mr. Miller. Please, take it easy.
Jean! 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 Jean, please help me! Jean, please help me! Please, Jean! No, they're killing me! After that terrible day when I turned against my wife and son, I sank to the very bottom. I had seen this man hundreds of times. Whenever he came near me, I knew that all I had to do to protect myself was to make the sign of the figure 8 and say my magic words. But suddenly, none of these things worked anymore. I was alone and lost.
Here we are, Mr. Miller. Let's take a walk to the solarium. A little sunlight will do you good.
You stole my magic from me while I was asleep. I know where you're taking me. What you're gonna do now.
Easy, Mr. Miller, easy. Come on.
This was the end. I knew that now. I'd fought hard and valiantly against the arch criminal of all times and been defeated. Go on, whoever you are. Kill me.
I'm not going to kill you, Mr. Miller.
What are you waiting for? I can't stand it any longer. I can't fight anymore.
Why don't you drink a little of this milk? It'll do you good. You must have been thirsty.
Was that poison?
Of course not. What you need is a little fruit. How about an apple?
So that's how you're gonna do it. With this.
What do you say we look at these World Series pictures? Let me tell you about the game, Mr. Miller. The first game of the series. Willie Mays made one of the greatest catches I've ever seen. It just took the heart right out of the Cleveland team. I said that they lost the series right then and there with that catch. You a baseball fan, Mr. Miller? So am I. Almost turned pro when I was younger.
How long have I been here?
Almost 18 months.
What's the name of this place?
Stoneland State Mental Hospital.
Oh. My wife?
Fine. Your boy, too.
What's your name?
Jess.
Suddenly, a great dark cloud seemed to lift from my mind. For the first time, I realized this man was really an attendant, that this was really a mental hospital. In that instant, I knew that this whole business had been my sick imagination. For the next 5 days, I spent a great deal of time with Dr. Rosenfeld. The unreal ideas that had almost destroyed my life, the distorted belief that a giant conspiracy had been plotted against me, kept filtering back into my mind. But each day, the picture of the criminals faded away a little more, became less real. I could talk better sitting up. So much I want to say, I can't get it all out fast enough.
Go ahead. That's why I'm here.
Well, more than anything in the world, I want to clear up what all my fantasies were about. There must be some reason why I created that crazy world with a master criminal at the top, a telepathic ray machine turning everyone against me.
You know, the mere fact that you're trying to find a logical explanation is the best sign yet.
Why do you say that?
Because only a sane mind has to find a reason for something that happened.
Well, then, all this probing on my part means that I'm sane again?
It does.
Actually, looking back on it now, there was no basis for any of my hallucinations.
There usually isn't.
I guess I really had been ill.
Yes, you have. But you whipped it, Lester. From now on, all you can do is get well. Case rests. How about it, Mrs. Gray?
Just remember, I was considered hopeless, yet I made it back to sanity. That's why I'm here talking to you, to prove to you and to all the other families of mental patients that it can be done.
Be sure and watch for your favorite Reader's Digest story. Vividly brought to life on TV, Reader's Digest. Direct from the pages of the magazine read by over 40 million people throughout the world. Stories created and approved by families everywhere.